Gray, you did frustrate the strikers for well into an hour. Was that the game plan, to come and contain and try and pinch something on the break?
Yeah, definitely. We're in a situation where we've got a number of players missing. Out there tonight, we had 3 guys playing their first game for the team, and then another 2 off the bench playing their first game. So really the game plan was to try and hang in there and hit on the counter. Last time we played the strikers, we had a completely different lineup, similar game plan, and it worked well, and we won the game. So from that point of view, I think the game plan worked for that hour. Obviously, we didn't really get a chance to take, and then as we got a bit tired, yes, we did get punished.
Justin, did it feel to you like you might have had a sniff there? Well, after about 60 minutes, the strikers looked like they were getting a little bit frustrated. And do you think you had enough going forward to pinch it?
Yeah, to be honest, I think up until the 60 minutes stage, we were sort of quite comfortable and doing quite well. And I think it was frustrating them because obviously I think they probably thought that it was going to be a bit easier than it was. And yeah, I think they did get a bit frustrated. And I think the thing that killed us was the second goal, a minute after the first, and then it seemed to deflate us a little bit, and where we had quite a lot of young lads playing, they did really, really well up to that point, but I think it was just a big ask to get back into it from then on in.
Well, it was a bit of a disagreement on the touchline midway through the second half. 2 benches seemed to have a bit of a debate. What was going on there?
Oh, look, the linesman put his flag up for the ball, was actually over the sideline, but it took such a long time for the referee to pick that up. That's why the ball ended up all the way up the other end, and the strikers nearly scored. Obviously I was quite vocal because it happened to us last week against City, where the ball was clearly out and it cost us the game. That's how they scored their own goal. So I was quite vocal because I didn't want it happening 2 weeks in a row. So that's why I was up there. And in my opinion anyway, the linesman got it right. It just took a while for the referee to realise he had his flag up.
You've obviously had some issues within the club, I suppose. I mean, you're saying, I think you only had 3 players out there tonight who played us the first time around, something like that. So you've had some difficulties in keeping the squad together? Yeah,
we've had a number of injuries to key players. We've had a few players go overseas. One of the young boys who's played most of the year, Nick, is overseas on a trial. Another, Alex, who played last time and scored 2 goals, is overseas on holiday. And then there's a couple of players who have left to go back and play in the local league. So that, there's a big change in numbers, and really we're just asking the young guys who are part of the 20s and the 18s to step up and do a job. And the last couple of weeks, they've given it their all, so I can't fault them for that.
I thought you were a young fella there in the middle of the park alongside you, Justin. Jack McHugh, how did you rate him?
Yeah, he did really well, considering I think he's only been training this week and sort of first game in Australia, so for his age, and he played a really mature, especially first half, he was sort of everywhere, got on the ball and showed composure sort of beyond his years, so I think he'll be a really good addition to our team, and I think he can only get better sort of with games and more fitness really.
How old is he?
I think he's only 18.
Yeah,
so.
He's 18 and he looks about 14,
yeah.
But he's 18.
Yeah. So, what's the focus now for the rest of the season for Palm Beach? You're obviously out of finals contention, so what do you hope to achieve?
Yeah, so we're really looking at building for next year, so having a look at who's up to it for next year. It's been a big learning curve for the club this year with regards to the standard to start off with. There's a massive jump in standard from this league to the local Gold Coast League. I'm sure Justin will testify to that, and there's some players who aren't able to make the jump, and hence it's been a bit hard for them. Other guys have made the jump, so we're looking at guys who can do that for us, and really we're still looking to win games. We've got Far North Queensland next week, Central Queensland after that, and then Western Pride. So I'm really looking at if we can do what we did out there tonight and add a bit of quality to it, then we're still looking to win some games before the end of the season.
When you look to strengthen your squad, what sort of areas would you be looking to strengthen in?
Oh, look, there's a number of areas. Let's say we're assuming everyone's fit. I think we've played it's a bit of a legacy of the early season, but we've played most of the season without recognised fullbacks. So that's a big thing. We need to go and get some fullbacks for next year. From a centre-back point of view, we're covered, providing they're all fit. There's a number of them injured at the moment. And probably where we really need to look at is if we can add another one or two in the midfield and then a couple more attacking players, then I think we'll have the making of the nucleus is there, providing they're all fit. We just need to add that little bit of extra quality.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers. Cheers. No worries.